why aren't people hosting at all? Small gatherings, big gatherings. And so I started having some very small dinner parties and asking the questions. And what was fascinating to me was, most people responded, which is, I can't host. That is so overwhelming. I got to do the food and this and that. I don't know where to start. Other people said, oh, my house isn't good enough. Well, now what does that mean? My house isn't good enough, right? And then the third thing that I heard a lot was, I don't have the right stuff. Through the Sun Cookery approach and our brand values, we're trying to bring together a really thoughtful, intentional way of living into your home again.
Welcome to Charleston, where the culture is endless. Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm here with another video for you. And today I'm super excited to introduce you to a wonderful friend of mine and a fellow entrepreneur, boss woman, Miss Michelle Mize of Sun Cookery. And she's going to talk to you a little bit about, actually all of today's episode is going to be about hosting at home, and something that as a realtor, I really resonate with. And I'm excited to share Michelle, who has a beautiful personality, and her wonderful Sun Cookery products. So welcome. Thanks for being here, Michelle.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
Thank you so much. Well, as I mentioned, hosting at home is kind of today's topic. And as a realtor, I sell homes. So everybody that has a home needs to know how to make that home feel special and warm and lived in. And you are perfect to kind of speak to all of those wonderful feel-good feels that I want my clients and friends to have in their homes. So I want you to first tell us, Michelle, what got you started? What brought you here?
To Sun Cookery.
Sun Cookery.
Well, I think it's been in the making my whole life, to be quite honest. I grew up in the Carolinas. My grandmother was the ultimate host, and she really didn't even know it. And really what that meant was her door was always open. There was always a pound cake on the counter. There was iced tea in the fridge. There was something that she could feed people or welcome them when they came in their home. And I just think it's a lost art. And I think it has been, honestly, for a few decades. And so,
COVID didn't help, that's for sure.
No, it didn't. And post-COVID didn't do anything to reverse it.
No.
So this is something that's near and dear to my heart in terms of just, I feel like that was the Southern way. I think that it still can be the Southern way. I think it should be the worldwide way.
Worldwide way,
yeah. To welcome people into your home again and really share a piece of you. And that's how and why I started Sun Cookery.
That's amazing. And Charleston is known for hospitality, and that's something I want to see kind of spread throughout our area. The Low Country is beautiful spaces, places, faces, and this just adds to that.
It is. Charleston is beyond the Southern charm town that everyone thinks of it as. I mean, take that pineapple fountain, right? The pineapple is the symbol of hospitality. And it has really been a creative space for me in my first year of business, just building out what we're doing. Charleston has been at the very heart of a lot of my creativity.
Absolutely.
So that's how homey it feels to me.
Oh, that's awesome, because this is home. There is no place like it for me and for plenty of others that are moving here to the area. So Michelle, I know a lot about Sun Cookery. I've been following you on Instagram for a while, and all of your content has been fantastic. And I've even got to play around with some boxes and gift some, and I utilize them for my open houses. So I know what's going on with Sun Cookery, but I need you to tell everyone watching what Sun Cookery is, what it's all about, and give us the details on it.
Okay, well, thank you. I would love to do nothing more than tell everyone about Sun Cookery. It is a business that is all about reviving the lost art of hosting at home, right? And why a box? How did that all come to fruition? Really, I spent a significant amount of time recently away from my Southern roots and was just hosting to try to build connections in my community. And, there was a little, maybe not the kind of reciprocation you hope for when you're the consummate host, right? And so I decided to dig into that, like find out why. Why aren't people hosting me? Why aren't people hosting at all? Small gatherings, big gatherings. And so I started having some very small dinner parties and asking the questions. And just like, why not? And what was fascinating to me was, most people responded, which is, I can't host. That is so overwhelming. I got to do the food and this and that. I don't know where to start. Other people said, oh, my house isn't good enough. Well, now what does that mean? My house isn't good enough, right? And then the third thing that I heard a lot was, I don't have the right stuff. So I really leaned in, if I can use a business term.
Barriers to entry on the hosting at home, for sure.
I wanted to build something that took away all those barriers, right? And so I spent over a year curating 4 very distinct boxes that when you receive one or you purchase one for yourself, you open that up and you are going to be instantly inspired to host a gathering. And you've got all these beautiful elements for your home. It doesn't matter your style, because what I've curated and put together really matches anything or anyone. Yes.
Each one of the boxes, even though they're unique and special in their own ways, they're all still very, you can customize them. And they're universal for a lot of different seasons, styles, tastes, personalities, and I could tell a lot of thought went into that.
It did, and it took a while, and I met with different artisans. So there's an artisanal piece in each box. Sometimes there's a couple. And the pieces that I've selected are things that are classic or timeless. I'm not giving you a box of stuff
that's trendy or popular. It's going to be...
And I mean, that's a whole nother problem we talk about some other day, our consumerism and how we need something now. So I think through the Sun Cookery approach and our brand values, we're trying to bring together a really thoughtful, intentional way of living into your home again, and give you that inspiration to just open your front door, have someone sit down at the couch and like have a conversation.
Absolutely. And I love that you said that, because so much of what you just said completely mirrors what my beliefs are with my real estate business. Focusing on the home, focusing on the individual, focusing on the life and the lifestyle more than just the transaction or the brick and mortar of the house itself. This is the part that speaks to people. This is where life is lived. So I am so excited that you were able to share that, and we have that connection in common, for sure.
I love that your intentionality as a real estate agent is so much more than the house is a structure. A house is a home. A house is a place to start building new lives, new friendships, new community.
True.
And that's just ties right into what I'm trying to revive.
Absolutely.
So I just love our
people.
Synergy.
We love people. People matter, and life is short. So these are the ways, the small ways. It doesn't have to be big, grandiose ways. Just having somebody over for a cup of coffee.
I know. Or
drinking
iced
some
tea.
sweet tea.
I
know.
like
We love
tea.
that sweet tea. She's got a fantastic sweet tea recipe that we'll share at some point. But great. Thank you.
Yes.
So I'm a concierge realtor, and my focus is on the people and the lives that they're going to live in the homes that they purchase. That's important. That's a big deal. So when someone finds their dream home, how can Sun Cookery tie into that experience?
I'm so glad you asked. Well, I think I'll break it down in the form of the boxes that exist today.
Okay.
And when I built or created each one, I thought very specifically about 4 different types of hosts. But I also thought about the personality, and I thought about the space in a home.
True.
So not everyone wants to have a sit-down dinner.
True.
Not everyone wants to cook a sit-down dinner.
No, I like cooking. You like cooking. I don't know if everybody else does.
Right. A lot of people, food's not their full jam.
Right.
So there are other boxes that are more about like cozy, to get together with 4 people, have just a little bit of food that you can do right out of the box on your own and put together your own spread. So each box is literally representative of a space and maybe the kind of host you may or may not be, you know? So you don't have to bust out and do this massive charcuterie board.
Right.
You can open our Fall into Home box and have a lovely board and a lovely jar of pesto and an artisanal cracker in there. And you've got these 4 gorgeous wine glasses. So really all you need to do as a hostess
is the people.
And the bottle of wine.
Oh.
Don't forget the wine.
And the wine.
I'm not selling
that
wine.
That is super important.
But that's kind of one setup, that maybe your home has this cozy fireplace area and you're more of an intimate type person, like you don't like big groups. You know, that's
keep it simple. Keep it intimate.
Yeah, and so that's, that box kind of speaks to that type of person or that space. But then let me tell you, the pineapples on the patio box.
I've seen that one.
You got a cabana, or maybe even if you don't have a cabana, you just have some outdoor space.
Feel the
like you're
island
in the tropics.
Vibes.
Yes, if you're that kind of person, that box is just so fun.
It is.
The colors,
beautiful.
That's where the tea is.
Yeah.
The tea, and there's some flavored sugars in there. So see, again, the box
thinks of everything. Everything.
And the box in that case is just about getting together for a drink.
Yeah.
Do you always have to have food? No. You know? And then for those more formal, like I am going all the way type hosts, I think that's great for our foundations box.
Right.
You've got a 6-piece table setting that is gorgeous. Gorgeous linens. I know you like that one.
I like that one too.
There's a little touch of Charleston in that box because one of the artisanal elements is an oyster charm.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and so that is just a really beautiful box for, I think it's a great newlywed gift.
Yeah, I've used them as closing gifts.
Yes.
So that's fun.
It's such a great starter, and that's why I call it foundations.
Okay.
And then the 4th box, which is kind of turning things upside down, but let's just be real.
Okay.
Some people are absolutely never going to be a host, so they're the ultimate guest.
Oh.
And so guess what? If you're a good guest and you want to get invited back, you better show up with a good hostess gift. Okay?
Yeah.
So that box is actually my favorite hostess gifts to give and receive.
Wow.
So, and they're different price points. Like you might not take the guy who invited you over for beer. You might take him our lovely artisanal cheese crackers. But now Mom busted out big Easter dinner. And there's a lovely crocheted stocking in there from it's very memorable. What am I looking for? It's got some sentiment to it. That's a fun box. I mean, honestly, that's a great box to have on hand.
I know.
When I was growing up, my grandma and my mom had a little drawer, and we kept things in there that we thought were really lovely that we picked up from time to time, and you kind of kept it there for those moments when you got invited and you're like, oh, what could I take
need
them?
a gift. Oh, I'm always having that issue at the last minute, invited somewhere.
It's stressful.
Oh, what do I get for them? What do I take? What is their personality like?
Yeah.
It's done for you.
Yeah. So,
and I will tell you, when I got that box, just opening it, it felt like
Christmas.
It does. It felt like my own little Christmas. So it's going to be hard to give some of those items because I want them for myself.
And let me tell you, I get a lot of comments like that where they'll say, well, I bought it because I was going to give this to my sister and this to my mom and this to my best friend, but I kept this one and this one and this one.
One for you, 2 for me. So that's how it happened.
But you know what? I did try to think through even the art of gift giving with that box because they each come individually wrapped with their own bow, so you don't even have to.
One less step.
Don't get that darn bag. Stick it in. Just take the box with a pretty little ribbon, and it's so
ready
beautiful.
to go.
Yeah.
Ready to go. That's awesome. So I like how you have the variety in the boxes. That's one of the things that I'm noticing as a real estate agent, just when dealing with people and the amazing array of homes that we have in Charleston. We've got beautiful historic homes downtown. There are the cute, quaint beach cottages on Sullivan's Island. And maybe you're new here and you want a new construction home in Somerville where you'll have tons of neighbors, tons of people to bring around, and there's a box for that. For sure.
I think so. I mean, make it happen.
Yeah,
right? Just make it happen.
Absolutely. So I appreciate you explaining some of the elements in the boxes and ways that they can use them. And with Charleston being such a special city, how do you pair your boxes with local Charleston businesses, or are there any restaurants that work well with your boxes? Maybe pair them together to get people some ideas, get the juices flowing?
Well, I could talk about this all day because I have a very long list of favorites.
Okay.
But for me personally, when I'm hosting, and I'm hosting later tonight,
right.
and even though I am a trained culinary expert, I'm not doing all the cooking because I rely on Seaweed Outpost right here in Ondaw, which is where my home is.
Yeah.
And they have all the freshest vegetables already ziplocked and frozen up in the back. I love it. It is my go-to. And then I think I have two others.
Okay.
Callie's Hot Little Biscuits. Okay, you can find her
Love biscuits.
boxes everywhere. You can go visit her shops.
Right downtown.
My gosh, if you had the foundations box and you wanted to throw together a dinner, add on those biscuits.
Yes.
Add them on. And then I think also, I mean, it's Charleston, so you got to have some oysters. I like Loco Oyster. I hope I said their business right. Loco Oyster. They are phenomenal, and the guys are fun when you go pick them up, and I just love going down there. I feel like I got the oysters, but I didn't. It just feels like rugged to come home with this bag of oysters, and you're shucking them. I love it.
Only here in the Low Country can you have those experiences.
I know. But I think that is the kind of energy. So regardless of where you live, regardless of your level of skills in food or hospitality, right? Utilize your community and bring that piece of you, whatever's your favorite. That's part of hosting, right? Share a piece of you.
Yeah, that's so important.
You know?
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Awesome, awesome. So, gonna try to wrap things up just a little bit. I appreciate your time and sharing all this information.
Gosh.
We have such a great time whenever we're together, so it's always time.
Well, we're not
spent.
crying. That's a
right.
good thing.
I know that we cry a lot. We're emotional souls. We just feel feelings. Anyway, so I just want to know, like, I'm excited for you and where your business is going. I'm excited for me and where my business is going. Tell me where you see Sun Cookery in the future. What your big dream is for hosting at home, Sun Cookery, and these amazing boxes.
Well, thanks for asking. And guess what? I see a big future here in Charleston for Sun Cookery. A lot of people get thrown by the name. They hear cookery and they're like, oh, do you cater? Do you do this or that? By the way, dig into my brand a little bit first. Second of all, the cookery part comes to here, which is when my vision is to one day have a Sun Cookery, almost incubator type. I don't even want to say restaurant, but I want to have a space, maybe here in Ondaw, where people come in and I have a monthly menu of low country foods. They can come in and pick it up, but I want it to be like the incubator for more hosting lessons. I hate to say lessons because people don't, but just fun interactions.
Experiences.
Yes, and I think from that and having community come in, enjoy food and connect and gather, that my hope is that they will then start gathering at home. So that's, I don't want to be just about the boxes. I want to be about the food that you may or may not want to, you know, maybe I'm bringing some Callie's biscuits in or some Loco oysters for a monthly menu, and I just want to bring it all together for people and make it easy.
Exactly. That's amazing.
That's the long term.
You're going to do it. You're going to do it. Just like I'm bringing in all the folks that need homes right here. So Michelle, I am so grateful for you sharing all this wonderful information about Sun Cookery, and let everybody know how they can reach you and learn more about Sun Cookery.
Well, thanks for having me. Seriously, I enjoyed our conversation. I love to talk about hosting.
Right.
So this was like my dream day. So you can find me suncookery.com. You can find me on Instagram, Sun Cookery. And yeah, like I said, I would love for people to really dig into things and maybe instead of looking at us as a box of things, think about the experiences that you can have in your home when you see what Sun Cookery has to offer.
Thank you again for being
Thank you,
here.
John.
This has been amazing.
Oh,
I love you so much.
Thank you.
And we'll talk again soon for sure. But again, I thank everyone for watching. This has been another exciting Who's Who episode featuring Michelle Mize. And I'll see you on the next video.